Hey guys, what's up? It's been a really long time since I've made a vlog, and I am so incredibly sorry about that. I've been gone. I've been doing a lot of stuff this summer, college stuff and just all kinds of different things, and it's just been really crazy. But as you could probably see from the title of the video, we're going to be talking about RTX 2016. So yeah, I was able to go to RTX this year, and it was basically the best experience of my entire life. My parents decided to get me the tickets for a graduation gift. For any of you guys that don't know, RTX is an expo of sorts, or a convention that is ran by a company called Rooster Teeth, and they create content just like I do for YouTube and for their own website. They've created shows like Ruby and Red vs. Blue. I've been watching them for about 6 years now, going on 7, and actually it's probably closer to 7. But anyway, so we decided this year that we would go. It's held in Austin, Texas, usually on the weekend of the 4th, July 4th. Well, my mom decided that she wanted to split the driving and do half a day on the 29th and half a day on the 30th, which awesome by me, because that meant that on the night of the 30th I could go to Jack's K1 event, which is a charity raffle type deal where they give away a bunch of Achievement Hunter stuff and Let's Play stuff, and you basically have to pay to get like a little raffle ticket, and yeah, all the money, or part of the money, goes to charity, and it's really cool. And so we decided to go ahead and go down there that night for the K1 event. And I was kind of already thinking that the only people that I was going to meet was the people that I had got my signings for. And I had my signings for John Reisinger and Tyler Coe. And then I had Megan Ashley and Aaron Zeck and Samantha Ireland. And basically what you do is, for every ticket that you get for RTX, you get a signing session. And so it's an hour and a half where two people will sign as many sign 2 items, but they'll give time to the fans who have come to their signings and things like that, but there's only a limited number. And so I was actually very fortunate. I got into all the signings that I wanted except for one, and that was Ryan and Jeremy's. I really wanted to go to theirs just so that way I could give Ryan his gift that I'd bought for him. But I got into John and Tyler's, and that made my day just amazing. So either way, it worked out. But so basically, we got down there on the 30th, and we went to registration, because you have to show the proof that you got a badge, and you bought your tickets, all that good stuff. And when you first arrive, they give you your badge. So this is my badge, and I got a first sticker because Rooster Teeth sponsors are now called first members. So I got my little sticker, and they've got a little thing on the back where you have to scan it every single time you go into the convention hall. You can't just walk in. And then I got all of these cool, awesome little things, little pins to go on it. And actually my mom and dad got them while they were walking the convention hall, but I stole all of them. This thing is actually pretty heavy. But so yeah, you go in and register, you get your badge, and I'm sitting there in line. And oh yeah, and basically this is a vlog for anybody who's in the Rooster Teeth community. Besides that, you're probably not going to know who or what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try to explain, but at the same time, this is more geared towards the RT community and people who understand who I'm talking about, if that makes sense. But, so anyway, I was standing in line for registration, and all of a sudden I hear somebody whisper, "Barbara." And I went, "Barbara? Why are people talking about Barbara?" And I literally look over to my left, and she's just standing there. And I was like, "That's Barbara Dunkelman. Like, she's real. Like, I can actually see her." And so, like, I pulled out my phone and started, like, zooming in to, like, take pictures of her and everything. And come to find out, she was actually doing, like, an impromptu signing at registration. Like, she was signing stuff and taking pictures with everybody that was coming. And, like, it was really awesome. And so I very quickly got my badge. And so, like, as soon as I got that, I ran over and got in line to go to talk to Barbara. And beforehand, I went to, on our way to Austin before we had left Arkansas, we stopped at Walmart to print out some pictures of the people that I was going to have signings with. And the lady at the counter was like, "You didn't physically take these pictures, so I can't give them to you." But I had printed out a logo, an 11 by 14 printout of the Rooster Teeth logo. And it didn't have any trademarks on it or anything. It was just a logo on a black background. And so she's like, "I don't recognize this logo, and so I'll let you have it." And so I had brought it with me, and it was rolled up in the back seat of the car while we were going to registration, because I didn't think I was going to meet anybody, you know, outside of my signings. So Mom and Dad were standing there, and they were like, "There's no reason for us to be standing here, you know. You're the one that's wanting the signature and the pictures and everything." And so they went and actually got the thing that I had printed out from Walmart and brought it to me so that way she could sign it, and one of my little Sharpies that I had bought. And so, like, I walk up to her and I'm like, "Holy crap, you're real." And she's, like, so much smaller. Not like, I don't know, I just imagined her to be, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, she had a really small face. And that, like, really threw me off, because in, like, the Rooster Teeth podcast, she looks like she has a very full, possibly baby-looking face, but she really doesn't in real life. She's very little in every aspect of the word. She's tiny in the waist. She's not big boned or anything like that. She's very small. And so, like, I was, like, talking to her and asked her to sign my thing, and I was shaking so bad to try to take a selfie. And then my mom luckily came up and she took a picture of us together, and so I was like, yes. And then, so after I met Barbara, I'm literally walking out of the convention center, and Caleb, like, I literally almost ran into Caleb Dinacore, and I was like, "Caleb, hi, will you sign this?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Do you mind taking a picture?" And he's like, "No, go ahead." And so, like, we took a picture and everything, and it was really cool. And I was like, this is awesome. And also, going back to Barbara, while we were talking, she commented that I had a very thick Southern accent. And that seemed to be a reoccurring theme. Every time I would meet a new RT employee, they would make some comment about my Southern drawl. And so anyway, I'll mention that some more later. But anyway, so, we met Caleb, and then we're walking in front of the convention center to go back to our car, and Craig from Screw Attack is just walking down the road. I was like, "Craig, hey, can I get a picture and an autograph?" "Sure, why not?" And he, like, stopped and shook my hand and asked me, what my name was. And, he was like, "I'm so very grateful that, you asked me for an autograph." And I was like, "Why wouldn't I? You're Craig from Screw Attack." And so it was just like, it was very humbling, I guess you would say. Because it was like, you walk up to these people and you want an autograph and a picture, and you expect them to be like, "Okay, hurry up, come on." And they were very much like, "Well, let's have a conversation, It's a short conversation, but at the same time, it's still, you're getting to talk to them. It's not like you're meeting a legitimate celebrity where you come in, take a picture, and you're done. It was, hey, nice to meet you. Where are you from? You know, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching our content. You know, it was an awesome experience. And so, anyway, after we left the convention center, we went to the K1 Speed event, and I met Katie and Jack, and they were literally the sweetest couple in the world. Like, okay, so I'm sitting there, and we're all watching the door waiting for Jack to come in because the event was supposed to start at 6, and it was already 6:45. And so all of a sudden, I see this big beard walk through the door, and I'm like, it's Jack! It's Jack Patillo! And so, like, everybody started, like, running into this room to try to see if they could get a picture with Jack, and, like, everybody was going crazy, and they shooed Jack into the back room, and they were like, okay, we're gonna, you know, keep this contained, we're not gonna, it's not gonna be this big to-do, we're not gonna have people crowding him. And next thing you know, he literally just strolls out of the room and just walks right up to the go-kart people and starts, you know, talking to them and everything. And no one really swarmed him, but like a little group kind of formed behind him. And I was like, okay, I'll go in there and stand. And so about that time, someone came out to ask for a picture, and then everybody started swarming. And Jack was like, okay guys, let's take this somewhere where there's better lighting, because I know your pictures aren't coming out good at all. And lucky for me, I happened to be at the back of the group, and so I was literally following Jack. Like, it was Jack and then me. Like, there was maybe 2 feet of space between us because everybody was trying to crowd around us, but it was literally, I was literally following Jack Patillo. And I, like, looked back at the girl behind me because she was giggling so much. I was like, we're following Jack. Like, this is happening right now. And so I ended up being literally the first person in line to get a picture and an autograph. And the girl behind me that I was talking to, she was so helpful in taking the picture and everything. So it was awesome. And then Katie ended up showing up a little bit later, and she had a little line formed up to where, you know, she'd do the same thing, signatures and a picture. And so I got hers, and then there was talk that Matt showed up later that night, and I didn't get to stay for that long because we were all tired. We've been driving all day. Joel ended up showing up. I didn't stay for him either. And I was kind of bummed out. You know, I was like, oh well, you know, maybe some miracle will happen. I'll get to see him. So, anyway, we went back to the hotel. We went to sleep, got up the next morning. I immediately wanted to go to the Funhouse panel, which started at 1 o'clock. 1:30, and we were waiting in the panel room at 10 o'clock, and it was packed. Like, they have VIP sections, and then they have regular sections. Counting the VIP section, I was 7 rows away from the stage. So there was 5 and then 2 regular rows. And so I was pretty close to them. And it was pretty awesome. I loved the panel.
So for those of you who have been to a Funhouse panel before, we have a little tradition, and we never assume that people know who we are. We're a very modest bunch.
But yeah, it was a really awesome panel. I really enjoyed it. And then we, you know, kind of walked around a little bit. You know, I met all kinds of awesome people. And then while I was in the Funhouse panel, they had a thing called the Puppy Portal over with kind of promoting Austin Humane Society and Bruce Easton's show Crunch Time. And so my parents were actually over there meeting Crunch Time while I was in the Funhouse panel, which was pretty awesome because my mom sent me a picture and she was like, do you know any of these people? And I was like, I know Kirk, and that's about it. But it was awesome. And then oh yeah, after the Funhouse panel, I kind of saw some people kind of milling down around near the front of the stage, and Funhouse already had some interactions talking with Josh Flanagan and Aaron Marquis and Zach Anner, and so I knew all of them were in the crowd. I just didn't know where they were. And so I was like, well, maybe this is like for VIPs to stay after panel, get pictures and stuff like that. I didn't question it. I just went down there, and I was standing in line to talk to Josh Ornelius. I'm not for sure how to pronounce his last name, but they call him Black Josh because there's also Josh Flanagan. So anyway, so I was standing there going to talk to Josh, and then I saw Kyle standing beside him. So I was like, awesome, I'll get Josh and Kyle. And Kyle Taylor, by the way. And then all of a sudden I saw Josh Flanagan standing over the side, and no one was around him, and I went, I'm going to go meet Josh Flanagan. And so I went over there, and I was like, oh my god, hey, Josh, I don't know if you're like trying to leave or anything, but is there any way that I could get a signature and a picture? It would be really awesome. And he was like, yeah, sure. And so I ended up getting a picture with him, and we talked for a little bit, and I was like, I was an idiot, and I was like, I totally tried to get in y'all's autograph session, but that didn't really work. And he was like, we didn't even need one, you know, you got to see me anyway. And so I was like, yeah, I'm an idiot. That's the one thing I probably shouldn't have said. So, then I went to Center Stage and saw Achievement Hunter and Funhouse play a round of Gigantic, I believe.
Alright, so we're going to get jumped into this. We have Carter and Fred here from the team. They'll kind of give you some commentary, maybe do a little bit of coaching as well. And yeah, enjoy the show.
So I was like, okay, I'm just going to walk the convention floor for a little bit. And I was walking around, and I heard someone go, I think that's Gilby. That looks like the cosplay Gilby was working on, which is Adam Ellis. And so I was like, hold on. I like told my parents, I was like, hold on, someone's talking about Gilby. And so like I kind of walked around the corner, and my dad made a comment. He was like, you gotta know that guy that's in this big old helmet in front of us is sweating to death. And I didn't make much comment of it because my mom and dad had been talking about cosplayers the entire time we'd been there. And so we kind of walked around the corner, and this person stopped, and I got to look at the front of their cosplay, and I was like, oh my god, that's Gilby. So like I kind of stood there for a minute, and someone walked up to him, and he took his hat off, and it was his guardian, and he gave his mask to his guardian or whatever, and was like talking to this vendor. And there was a bunch of people that kept walking up to him and asking him if they could take pictures with him and everything else. And he was like, yeah, just let me talk to this vendor, and let me get what I need to get. Then let me put my mask back on, because I want to be able to walk the convention floor this weekend without people knowing who I am. And so him and his girlfriend actually stopped for a couple people to take pictures with, and it was really awesome. And actually, I saw that a bunch of people were really nice about it, and they did not post pictures of Adam without his helmet on. Most of the people posted pictures with his helmet on, so that way, you know, everybody else wouldn't know that it was Gilby walking around the convention floor. And then I had to go to my signing with John and Tyler. And so whenever I went up to talk to them, I started out, and I was like, hey, so when are we going to see a cooking show with the two of you? And John was like, I don't really think there's a demand for a cooking show with us, so yeah, probably never. He's like, that's kind of why I keep it on Snapchat. And I was like, but there's millions of people that watch your Snapchat, John. You know, there's a demand for it, obviously. And he was like, yeah, because I totally have millions of people watching my Snapchat. And I was like, John, you're too fabulous to not have a million people following you on Snapchat. And then Tyler was like, well, we could just always do it naked. And I was like, yes. And so they started talking like names for their naked cooking show, and it was the funniest thing ever. So that's gonna be Rooster Teeth's new show between John and Tyler now that Free Play is gone. And then later that night, I went to the Werewolves panel. Freaking amazing! I had never seen werewolves be played at all before I went to the panel. I just knew it was kind of like a card game that was, you know, interactive and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll check it out.
Do you guys want to play some card games? get too close. I'm gonna make interference.
James doesn't get one.
Check. Oh no. Poor James. It is rock, paper, scissors, shoot. On shoot, that's when you throw your sign. And there you go. Right.
Don't step on my fucking cord, asshole.
Right. Please be careful with those mics and don't fall off the front of the stage.
That's paper.
Get behind this chair. The worst part is, I always loved you. Alright, put your mics down. And gentlemen, take it off your ass.
It was Miles.
No, he takes off one.
Please stop taking our clothes. We should stop
you.
there.
And please don't fall off the front of the stage. Alright. Miles, are you ready?
Miles, your nipples look amazing.
I know. And Ninja, the werewolf Brian, are you ready? Then gentlemen, throw down for the fate of Diddleton. Round one. Miles, I'm sorry. But you failed.
You did the best you could, Miles.
And Ninja Brian, the lone wolf, has emerged triumphant.
At least you killed everyone when you betrayed me.
No one had any idea. We couldn't have stopped this sooner.
Who's the fortune teller?
Now,
Yeah, what's up?
he did say he knew things. All right, who wants to narrate?
Funniest panel I went to the entire weekend. Best panel ever. Literally. Oh yeah. And as I was walking around before I'd met, after I met Gilby, he was taking pictures next to Griffin's fort booth that she had set up. And she had a bunch of her carvings there, you know, like Chelsea and all them were there, and I actually got Chelsea to sign my little thing. And then I went up and got a picture with Griffin. She signed my thing too. And I actually talked with Griffin for a little bit, and I told her that I was really excited for the Heroes and Halfwits panel. And we had a very serious discussion about Dungeons and Dragons, and it was very much... We talked about how Dungeons & Dragons was geared towards more of a male audience and how that kind of disappointed us because it's such an imaginative game that it would totally entice girls in because you have to use your imagination so much. And it's very math-based, very story-based, and so we had a very awesome conversation about how we thought that girls should be more interested in D&D and that it should be marketed to not only boys but also girls. And so it was a really good conversation. I really enjoyed it. And then after I met Griffin, I was walking around again, and I saw someone walk past me, and I went, I know that person. I know the back of that person's head. and names went flashing through my head, and all I could remember was Abdeen. And I was like, I know his last name. His name's Abdeen. And I was like, Alan. And so, like, as soon as the name came into my head, I went, Alan. And he's actually one of the marketing people for Rooster Teeth. And I know him from Twitter because we've had a couple of conversations on there before. And I was like, Alan, hey, can I get your signature and get a picture with you? And no one really knows Alan because, like I said, he's a part of marketing. And so he was like, sure? I was like, no, trust me. I want your autograph and your picture. And so he signed my thing, and he was like, he kind of did the thing that Craig did, and he was like, what's your name? You know, thank you so much for stopping to ask for my autograph and everything. And I was like, no, like, thank you. Like, without you, you know, Rooster Teeth wouldn't be where it's at. You're part of the team. You may not appear on camera, but you're still one of the people that makes Rooster Teeth what it is. Oh, they had we went back to the hotel, we went to sleep. Got up the next morning, and they had a thing going on at the Retro Bites arcade, which they had set up, where there was a bunch of old games like Space Invaders and Pac-Man and all kinds of other stuff, where you could play games and just kind of chill out. And they had a little game going on with Blaine and Lawrence, where they were playing Star Wars.
Listen, this was actually at a Mexican restaurant when I was growing up.
See?
So I have a lot of time in on this thing. I assume we're gonna start at wave 1, not doing the like bonus thing. Exactly. All right. Okay. I'll be quite all right.
Exactly what he did, but he was just all cocky and stuff. Hey, he's a cool guy in Montreal. 16 back home.
They're like, set us foils to attack position. He's like, what?
Press the A button, Lou.
It's just like the Virtual Boy.
It makes your eyes bleed. That's good.
It's got like a cute little 8-bit version of the song.
It does? Oh, so actually the sound box.
Smartest thing in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Please.
Great warmonger. Yeah, I know he comes up looking like a hero. He dissolves the Senate, takes over everything. Has 2 armies fucking fighting each other. He gets to take care of his corroborator.
We died.
We did, but we also lived.
88 round of Well,
Man, I want to watch Star Wars now.
peace out. Thanks for having us. Thank you guys for letting us waste your time.
And then, I was walking around the convention floor again because I was like, I saw so many people walking around the convention floor yesterday. I'll probably, it's a good chance that I'll probably see some more people there today. And so I kind of kept my eye on Twitter. And I saw Lindsay make a Twitter post, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to be doing some impromptu signings. Look out for me on the convention floor. And so I was like, okay, now I really have to be walking the convention floor. Like, I'm going to try to go to very specific panels just that way I can walk the convention floor to look for people for signatures. And we walked over, and they had Guardians at the end of the line, and they were like, it's been capped. And most of the time when we tell people that the line has been capped, they just walk away and they don't come back. Just mill around for a little bit, and there will most likely be some spots to open up. And so I was like, okay. So I just kind of chilled out for a minute, and then they were like, yeah, come on, she'll take some more. So I was like, holy crap, I'm going to get to meet Lindsay. Like, are you kidding me? The voice of Ruby? Like, this is amazing. And so, I was shaking so bad when I went up to her. It was kind of like I did with Barbara, and I was like, oh my god, hi, I don't know what to do. And she was like, oh, it's okay. And I was like, it's so amazing to meet you. And she like signed my thing and everything, and we kept talking. And she was like, where are you from? And I said, Arkansas. And she was like, oh, I could definitely hear that drawl. I was like, yeah, that's, Barbara made a comment about it too. And Katie said that I kind of sounded Australian, and she was like, I can kind of hear that. And so, she was like, you know what, you seem kind of nervous still, you want to hug it out? I was like, oh my god, please? And she's like, alright, let's hug it out. And so like she grabbed me and she started screaming, and lucky enough the Guardian actually got a picture of it, and it's probably one of the best pictures that I have of the whole weekend, but it's so cute. And she was like, awesome, alright, now let's take a serious picture. And I was like, awesome, okay. And then I went to, this is where I got screwed, but at the same time, it was the best thing ever. So I went to the Heroes and Halfwits panel, and I stayed there for about 30 minutes. And because I realized that, one, they weren't going to play the game, and two, that it was more of just like questions and stuff like that. And I'd also got the notification on my phone that people were already lining up for the Ruby panel. And I was like, the Ruby panel doesn't start for another 2.5 hours, but people are already lining up. I was like, I have to go and get lined up, because if I wait for this panel to be over, I'm probably not going to get a seat. And so I left Heroes and Halfwits 30 minutes into it, like I said, sat in Ruby for an hour and a half and waited for, they actually came out on stage. And Carrie started showing episodes of Ruby Chibi, and they showed kind of some upcoming stuff and everything. And Carrie was like, "All right, let's show you guys the very poorly edited at this point Volume 4 trailer." And I was like, "Yes!" And about that time, my mom sent me this picture and said, "Who is this?" And I said, "Mom, that's Ryan. Like, that is the guy that I, like," y'all don't understand. If Ryan wasn't married to Lori and he had 2 beautiful kids, I would marry that man. Like, no joke. He's, like, perfect in every way. And so, I started crying in the middle of the Ruby panel, like, right before they started showing the Volume 4 trailer, and everybody kind of thought it was because of the trailer. And my mom texted me back and she goes, "He's doing an impromptu signing where Lindsay was having hers. Hurry up and get here." And so I literally left the Ruby panel right as they started showing the Volume 4 trailer. And of course I couldn't get back in because it was already booked up. And so I was like, okay, I'm leaving this. If I don't get my signature with Ryan, a picture and a signature thing with Ryan, then I just got screwed out of the Ruby panel and meeting Ryan. So this is going to be awesome, because where I was at was on the other side of the convention center. So I ran out of the Ruby panel to the other side of the convention center through, like, they actually, the exhibit hall where everything was exhibit halls 4, 5, and 6. So I ran through exhibit hall 4 and 5 to get to 6. And, like, everybody thought that I was crazy, but then I got over there and they were like, "Sorry, the line has been capped, we're probably not going to take any more people." And I was so upset. Like, I literally almost started crying. Like, I started taking pictures of him from afar, and I was like, well, I didn't get to meet him, but at least I got this close, And about that time, the lady was like, "He's taking more people." And I was like, yes! But anyway, so I got to meet Ryan, but as I was walking up to him, I started bawling, and I was like, I can't believe I'm meeting you right now. And he goes, "Oh, no, don't cry, don't cry." And he just wrapped me in his arms, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm hugging you. Thank you." And he was like, No, thank you. Like, thank you for coming, and thank you for watching our content and everything. And I was like, "No, you don't understand. Like, you are the reason that I watched the content, And so, we hugged a little bit, and I started crying again, and I got him to sign my poster, and we took a picture and everything, and it was awesome. And then so went back to the hotel, got some sleep again, got up the next morning, and had my signing session with Meg and Ashley, and they were the cutest people ever. Like, they were so bubbly, so energetic. They were giving out cupcakes for people after the signing. Like, they had a little thing of cupcakes sit to the side so you could just eat a little cupcake after, you'd met them and everything. And I was like, they are literally balls of sunshine. They are too pure for this world. And so, yeah, meeting them was pretty awesome. And as soon as I got done with their signing, I ran to the free play panel.
My name is Mike Turney. I'm here to talk to you guys about free play. I wanted to start the panel by myself just for a couple quick things. First and foremost, you guys got something when you came in. Okay, yes, we all don't, nobody say what it is because it's a surprise for one of our cast members. It's Muriel. So if you have what you got, put it away. We don't want her to see or know what it is. She can hear me right now, so that's why I'm being very vague. We don't want it to hurt her or bite her or burn her. I want her to be able to secure all those words. So put it away. We'll give you plenty of time at the end of the panel. Lots of time to get it ready, to have fun. You maybe can guess what we're going to do with it. But please don't say, don't be that guy that ruins it. The other thing is, a lot of you have asked, since the announcement on Monday, what's going on with free play. We kind of wanted to start with the announcement that yes, free play is ending. That is a bummer. It's a total bummer. I want to be clear though that like we knew for a while that this was going to be kind of the natural end of free play. So we're not like, of course we're sad, but we're ready to celebrate. We're ready to have fun, to be really silly. We're going to take a look back at all the things we've done together. We're going to cry. It's going to be great. So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way now so that we could just have a ton of fun this panel. We can focus on all the cool stuff that I got to pour on Tyler and all the times that I was locked in sexual tension with none other than Muriel. So thank you guys. Hopefully we can keep it all just on the up and up. Have a good time. And with that, hopefully they're ready. I'd like to introduce the cast of Free Play. Mr. Ryan Haywood, Tyler
And they did like their Q&A stuff and everything, and then I looked at my watch and realized that it was 11:30, and I had a signing with Samantha and Aaron at 11:30, and so I was like, I have to leave. I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing with these glow sticks. I don't know what the surprise is for Muriel. I gotta go. And so I had to leave, and come to find out they had a little rave for Muriel, and it was really awesome. But as I was leaving the free play panel, I posted on Twitter and said had to leave the free play panel early because of a signing with Aaron and Samantha. The only free play person that I don't have a signature from is Muriel, and I tagged her in it. And she came back and said, I'll be around, come find me. And I said, will do. And so I went to my session with Aaron and Samantha, and we once again talked about my accent, and Aaron agreed that if you have more of a southern drawl, it's easier for you to do an Australian accent. And I was like, okay, I'm obviously not going to do an Australian accent, but me and Aaron went back and forth trying to do like the deepest southern drawl, and Samantha was like, okay, obviously I'm the odd man out here, but she like kept making these faces, and it was the cutest thing ever. She was like, I don't know what to do. But I gave my pop picture to Erin. Technically, I put it in her basket at registration, and so she finally got it after a year after I made it, so I feel good about that. And I'm going to be getting more art supplies, so that way I can make Samantha one, and I can send her a little pop art picture of herself. And then, after that, I left and was walking the convention floor again and ran into Mr. Gray Haddock. And I was the idiot that tried to sit there in the middle of the convention floor and try to tell him a story about how I had seen him in between two panels and thought that he was going to the wrong one and freaked out. And anyway, so yeah, he was like, it's a lovely story and it's awesome, but people are starting to line up and I need to go. I was like, okay, I'm so incredibly sorry. And so like I did a little quick selfie and got him to sign my thing and sent him on his way. So luckily, you know, only 2 or 3 people had stopped at that point, so we did, you know, 2 or 3 quick signatures and then left. And then we went kind of back towards center stage, and there was a crowd forming, and I realized at that time that Bernie was doing an interview with one of the media outlets that was there covering the event. And people were standing around because they were hoping that after the interview he would do an autograph and picture session, which he did. But he was literally 5 minutes away from having to be on center stage. And so he was doing a thing where he would do, anybody that wanted a picture, he would take a picture, and then he would do a signing round. Like he'd take pictures and then sign stuff, then take pictures and sign stuff. Like he wouldn't take a picture and then sign your thing and then take a picture for somebody else. It was pictures, signing, pictures, signing. And it was really awesome. And he kind of wanted it to be where if you took a picture, try to get as many people in the picture as possible. Because that way he wouldn't have to take so many pictures, because he really did have to get to center stage. And but it was really awesome and really humble of him. I keep saying the word humble, but it's true. It was very humble of him to take his time away from getting to what he needed to be to stop and give an autograph and a picture and all this other stuff. And actually got a challenge coin from Bernie. So yeah, I got a challenge coin from Bernie, and this is what it looks like. It says Bernie Burns, and then 2016 has the Rooster Teeth logo, and then on the back it says RTX, and it has all of the shows that he has been in, which is really cool. And I think it'd be really awesome if that was like a thing that they did at RTX. If you met an employee from Rooster Teeth, that like they gave you a challenge coin. I think that it would be cool, but you know, it's probably not going to happen. So then I looked at Twitter and found that Muriel had tagged Tyler in a post and said, hey bud, let's go do an impromptu signing by the H1Z1 booth. And I was like, okay, this is my chance for me to get Muriel's signature. And about that time, Barbara showed up because she was doing an impromptu signing at the exact same place. And so Muriel said that the thing was going to be at 3:30. It was already 3 o'clock, and there was still a line of people for Barbara. And so I tweeted at Muriel and Tyler and said, hey, heads up guys, Barbara's doing an impromptu signing over here. She's still not done. And so Muriel then came back to Twitter and said, it's been moved behind the Halo booth. And so I was like, okay, go to the Halo booth. And so I kind of went up to it, but I was like, I already have Tyler's signature. But, you know, it's the only thing I need. The only person I need is Muriel. I'm the one that you were talking to on Twitter. And she was like, oh my God, thank you for coming. You know, it's so great that I finally got to meet you. And so we hugged. And no one got a picture of our hug, but she's literally the best hugger at RT. I have to say that because she literally is. And I was like, I love you, Muriel. And Muriel was like, see, she loves me, Tyler. She doesn't love you. And I was like, no, I love you too, Tyler. Just not as much as Muriel. And Tyler was like, okay, well, go ahead and give me a hug anyway. So he gave me a hug. And he was like, yeah, I remember you from my signing with John. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I got remembered. So anyway, it was pretty awesome meeting them too. They're the cutest people ever. And then James and Elise were at the Retro Bites arcade booth too, so got to got some video and pictures of them. And I also met Caden and Mr. Shannon McCormick, who also Caden I'm not for sure what Caden does at RT anymore. I'm pretty sure he does like broadcasts and stuff like that, but he's hardly ever on camera anymore. But I got to meet him, and then I met Mr. Shannon McCormick. Like I said, he voices Vision outside of RT. He voices Vision for Marvel and things like that for video games. So, thanks, Mr. Shannon. You are the best. I also met Jordan Swears, who animates RTAA, which was amazing. And I also met Mr. Joel Heyman, and that was probably the cutest encounter that I had at RT, because I went up to him and was talking to him, and I was like, yeah, let's take a picture, and the Guardians were like, okay, whoever's taking the picture can come on up or whatever. And he didn't realize that I wasn't taking a selfie, that my mom was taking the picture. And so he like was looking around trying to find the camera, and so my mom has a picture of him like looking down because he thought that I was taking a picture with my phone. And then he was like, wait a minute, what camera was it? And I was like, oh, it was that one, pointing at my mom. And he was like, let's take another picture. I didn't know which camera to look at. And I was like, okay, totally. And so like I got closer to him even more, and I was like, he probably thinks I'm a creep, but I don't care. It's Joel Heyman. He's amazing. So, yeah, that kind of, and then, I was on Twitter, whenever I met Barbara at registration, and, Adam Baird, he does the technical stuff at Rooster Teeth. He walked up to Barbara and was talking to her, and so that night I got on Twitter and I tweeted at Adam and I said, hey Adam, saw you today talking to Barbara, didn't get a chance to get an autograph or a picture because you looked busy. And he came back and said, after today, you can totally stop me for a picture and an autograph. And so I was like, awesome. So I was actually standing outside of the women's bathroom waiting for my mom to come out when he walked by, and I was like, oh, Adam, hey, I talked to you on Twitter. I was the one that said that I saw you at Barbara's signing. And he was like, oh yeah, totally. I was totally wanting to meet you or whatever. And so he signed my poster, but I totally forgot to get a picture with him, and I feel really bad about that. And so I wish I had a picture with Adam. Oh yeah, and I totally, I got to meet Jeremy. It wasn't really a meet thing, but like I was walking behind one of the booths, and he literally just happened to be walking in the same direction as I was, and I was like, hey Jeremy. He goes, hello, and just kept walking. And I was like, I didn't ask for a picture or an autograph or anything like that, but I said hey to Jeremy Dooley. That was pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, I bought the Rooster Teeth box, and which comes with like the new first membership stuff, and I'm going to kind of show off some of the cool stuff. They got a little hat, a little RTX 2016 hat, a little camp thermos thing. I don't know how to hold this to show. There we go. And it has all the little camp characters on it. I think that's the cutest thing that came out of the box. And they got like a little lanyard. And Mom actually bought the RT flag for me. And it came with a bandana and stuff like that. But the thing I've been talking about the most here lately is a thing that I got people to sign. And so I'm actually going to kind of show that off. We got a frame for it. And so there's kind of a glare on it, but I'm going to scoot back and kind of show you the signatures, if I can. Okay, so that's Barbara Ryan, Adam Ellis' girlfriend. She tried to sign upside down, but I don't think it worked. Anyway, Adam Ellis' girlfriend. And then Adam Ellis, Meg, Lindsay Griffin, Adam Baird. Oh, Shana McCormick, John Reisinger, I think that's Aaron Zeck, Caden, Craig, Alan, Josh Flanagan, Jack Gray, Caleb, Samantha. Here's Tyler. You can't see it hardly because he wrote in the flipping corner of the thing. Mariel, Katie, Chelsea, Katie Ward, by the way, Bernie, Ashley, and trying to figure out who this signature is. Oh, that's Jordan. But so yeah, I actually came away with a lot of amazing things, which I'm super proud of this, so I'm going to kind of show it a little bit. I don't know if I'm getting this at frame at all, but I just kind of hope you get to see it. But, yeah, like I said, I was literally expecting to meet only the 6 people that I had autograph signings for, and I ended up meeting 27 different RT employees, which was amazing. So, I'm hoping that I will get to go back next year as a VIP, and then hopefully in the years after that I will try to sign up to be a guardian. So I hope that this isn't my last RTX, because I really enjoyed it and it was really fun. And if any of you guys are from the RT community, I totally hope that you guys get to go to RTX if you haven't already. It is literally the most amazing event that I have ever been to. It's awesome. It really is. RT has such an amazing community, and you feel loved, you feel accepted, and you feel like you're able to be yourself without being judged, because you're around people that love the exact same thing that you do, and it's awesome. And they always say that you get to like after con depression because you're around all these amazing people, and I didn't expect to feel this depression that they were talking about, but it is real. Like, I got home I got back to the hotel after that Sunday night, and I felt drained, and so I thought maybe it was because I had been walking around all day. But then as we were leaving, I just felt this like crushing sense of defeat. Like, I didn't want to leave, and it wasn't because I didn't meet people that I wanted to meet. It was more along the lines of it was like leaving this center of happiness. You know what I'm saying? It felt like while I was there, I was in this like cocoon of like love and support and happiness. Even if I didn't talk to anybody outside of like RT employees or anything like that, it was just kind of, it was happy, you know? And then it was like, I now have to go back to the harsh reality of the world. But, so yeah, anyway, I know this is a really long vlog, and I'm really sorry about that, but I really wanted you guys to kind of experience the way I experienced RTX. And so I really hope that you enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.